And of course, you know you're tuned into the #1 station on the net, Hotline Radio, WHLR1.com. And I am Keith Harris, and it is time for the Keith Harris Show. And of course, I'm honored to have this very, very special guest returning to talk with me tonight. She's amazing, she's smart, she's funny, she's a master at her craft. Without any further ado, I'd like to roll out the red carpet once again for actress Brittani Ebert. How you doing, Brittani? Wow, it's good to listen. It's definitely good to be talking to you again. How have you been? What have you been up to?
Oh my gosh, I've been up to a lot of stuff since the last time we spoke. I mean, I guess we talked back in March already. It seemed to fly by.
Yeah, time has. Do you is it just me, or does it seem like 2015 has gone out the window fast?
Someone told me this. I don't know if they told me directly this, or if they just were talking to a group of people when they said, as you grow older in your adult years, the years do go faster. Because as a kid, it's just like, oh, I can't wait to be a grown up. Oh, I can't wait to be bigger, kind of thing. And it's like now that we are, I remember my mom was saying that too. She's like, don't be in a rush to grow up. You're only a kid once. You'll be an adult forever. And not that I regret it, but it's just like, it goes too fast because we fill our days and our weeks and our months just with responsibility and try to get more and more done and try to achieve more and more. So I mean, I don't even look at things in days anymore. I look at things in weeks, really, and it's just like, 4 weeks to a month, and boom, you're done.
That's true. You're right. I do the same thing. I look at everything in weeks now. But you know what? You just scared the heck out of me with that harsh reality right there. Because it's true. When you were younger, you was like, oh, you didn't want to get old. And now it's like, oh my goodness, time is flying fast. So, that was scary. Yeah.
Well, now, I mean, even, I think it's, I'll just say we're both under 50.
Yeah,
probably even under 40. So, but even then I'm like, putting on the brakes, and I joke that I hate turning another year older in Hollywood because of Hollywood. And I mean, I do say that with, I'm joking mostly when I say that, but it's tough, but I think.
Well, time looks like time. You look great. Looks like time is standing still for you, though, Brittani.
Wow, thank you. Maybe I finally dove into all these beauty secrets. I was out here in Cali. I don't know. We were talking earlier about the heat. I think maybe the heat just preserves everything.
Right.
It just melts and sweat everything. So it's just like everyone's like, "Oh, you're glowing." No, I'm melting now. It's really uncomfortable.
Look, it's the good sunshine. But look, you know what? Speaking of glowing, let's rewind for a little bit. I want to go back, if I can, to talk about Jane the Virgin. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And you were glowing on there while you were giving advice to the young lady. You were like, okay, if you and I, like, it was real cool. Like, how did you get prepared for that? Like, because that's that comedy. You had it funny. You had it funny. The tenseness, the intensity level was up. Like, how did you get ready for that? Were you excited about that role?
Oh yeah, I was a combination of just thrilled with excitement, but also nervous because even though it was billed as a co-star, it was still 3 full pages, and usually that's billed as a guest star.
Right.
And that was my first. It's the first season of that new show at that time, so I think maybe that's why the billing was different. But either way, whether it was a co-star or guest star, 3 pages opposite the lead.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of, nervousness and anxiety going on, and not only did I not want to upset or disappoint or have any regrets of myself, I wanted to obviously do and doing an amazing job that they hired me to do, that they believed that I could do. I didn't want to disappoint anybody, like I said, let alone myself. So I did a lot of prep work for that, and I'm not sure if it's just because of what I had to do or if it's because that was my biggest role to date as far as dialogue-wise on primetime TV.
Right.
But I prepped in a way that I didn't really find to be different, but in talking to past scene study teachers and even fellow actor friends, they kind of took a double take and thought, wow, that's really cool. I never thought about that, and it didn't occur to me that people didn't think about that. So what I did, aside from just having the lines down pat, because in my experience when I was on set for Criminal Minds, look, even for what we're about to talk to with my new show coming up, I am always the first shot on the first day of shooting. And at first that scared me, and I thought, oh God, I'm setting the tone and I can't mess up and I don't want to put people behind. And then I just looked how I was thinking. I thought, yeah, I'm the first shot, the first day. We're gonna come in under time. And you know what? For Criminal Minds and Jane the Virgin, we did. I think they came in maybe an hour and a half under time, so they were early for lunch. And that's a great feeling to. I mean, I know it's not just me that has to contribute to coming in under time, but I'm sure it certainly helps by knowing lines, knowing,
right,
my positions and my blocking, and not having to, basically not have to wait on me or not having to fall behind because of me. So with Jane, because there's dialogue, and I'm playing a mom of live 6-month-old wrapped body, one of those fancy who kind of wrap,
right,
and then and carrying a diaper, but carrying a box of diapers while we're at Target. And I'm opposite the lead. I mean, I think any normal role, it's safe to say you'd have a little freak out. So here it's like I'm physically holding and carrying and speaking in all of these kind of pregnancy baby terms. I always joke I play a mom on TV, but I don't actually have kids in real life.
Right.
So it's kind of like when I suppose if you were going to play a doctor or a cop, like unless you actually are,
right,
you're not super familiar with the lingo, but you have to be so good with that type of dialogue.
You did it.
Convincing that,
You did it because you were playing a very, very proud mom. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of sum it up. It wasn't billed this way, but I kind of sum it up as a know-it-all mom because I had some friends that came up to me or messaged me later and said, oh, I know those moms. And I was like, oh, no. Well, yeah, actually, I guess I know without intending to do so. I guess I kind of came off as one of those moms. And really, she was just doing her best to be helpful and help this woman that she met, Jane, at Target, save time because my character had already been through that. She had been through reading the books and seeking advice and reading blogs and all this, and so just being overwhelmingly helpful to the point where Jane. So what I did that was different, so to kind of get to really answer your question, which surprised my teacher and my client, is that when I found out I was shooting, we shot Target near Manhattan Beach Studio, which is in Manhattan Beach, which is, if I remember right, past LA Airport.
Okay. So
for anyone not in LA, it's a little bit south of the port. Definitely, you don't live in the area, it's a jaunt. So, after I had the wardrobe fitting, I was already in the area, and we were the first shot of the first day, the very next day, so I knew I wouldn't have time to go to Beach. And that's the thing, too. Also, I should have been on location instead of on the stage on set. So I've had the great fortune, which is exactly what I did for Criminal Minds. I found out where we were shooting and went to that off-site location. So with Criminal Minds, I went to that local coffee shop, and with Jane the Virgin, I went to what I thought was the nearest target that we'd be shooting at. I picked an aisle in the baby center or in the baby section that I thought would be ideal for the scene we were shooting. I have a kind of a nice like leather backpack that I wear as my daily backpack or purse. I flipped that around, pretended it was like, it's heavy. I've got all my books and phones and whatever during the day, so I flipped it around, and that gave me the weight of an actual human baby. And then I would just take a baby a diaper bag off the rack and stuff it with stuff, and I would carry a box in this hand, and then I would switch everything and hold it in the opposite hand, and I would pretend, if we shoot it this way, then I'm talking to Jane this way, and if I flip it around and do the mirror image, and I'm talking to her this way. Basically, I wanted no surprises. I wanted nothing to throw me off. I was just so ready to come in with my A+ game that I didn't want being shaky on the line or being thrown to hold more stuff throw me. And I tell you, I will forever and always do this, and I hope it inspires other people to really think more thoroughly on the role they're about to play. And I know some people see that as Meisner work, where you're actually doing what the character does, whether it be smoke cigarettes or chew a lot of gum or whatever it is. But so that helped put me at ease, because of course then seeing Jane, we shot the week after she won the Golden Globe, and it was as if it never happened, because she was so cool, so down to earth. There was like no change, and that made it easier to go in knowing what was yet to come. So that was kind of the long-winded way to answer your question, but I couldn't really be thorough on that. You know what?
You did okay. You answered the question, and it also led me, because the whole time I'm thinking something else too that I wanted to ask. Your characters that play, even in commercials and things like that, you always have to take on these characters that have different personalities. They have certain styles or certain things about them. Some they may be quirky. Some of your commercials, you're kind of playing the mom at home. With the chips commercial, just different things.
Yeah.
Right. So I know that the lines are in the script, but where do you find the personalities from? Are those in there? Like, do they tell you this is who this is supposed to be, or do you pull this out of yourself? Because I know you can, and you do that so well. Like, how do you figure out who am I going to be?
Well, fortunately for Jane, and then in my upcoming mom role, it's kind of when you learn how to bring a script or a pair of sides from the script, you're taught to be a detective and read, not just your lines, the other person or people's lines, all of the stage directions, all of the descriptives in it, to piece together, and really that tells you who you are. And if it doesn't, then anything's possible. And what's usually easier and more convincing is just bringing elements of who you really are, and either drawing out with more intensity, or keeping things held back with intensity. To varying degrees can really tell you who to be. But in this case with Jane, she's a fast-talking, super helpful. I think they use like superfluous. I can't even say the word, but it's like overly helpful.
Right.
So I just knew, okay, well, that's elements of who I am. If I'm really passionate about something I'm talking about, then stuff is flying out, and maybe I have to repeat it because it's like so much information that the person speaking with didn't catch it, or something like that. So, like I said, I wasn't even thinking about what friends had come up to me later saying, "Oh my God, I know them," and I was just like, I hope that's not a terrible thing, although it did kind of seem as, how we perceive maybe know-it-all moms, or, oh, this is what's best because this is what I chose for my kid or whatever. And here it was, which is part of who this character was that I had drawn up for my mom. But it was also, she's going to be helpful, and she thinks she is, but she's, maybe two things would have been helpful instead of six things.
Well, see, you know what?
How can one remember that when you're brand new to, in James' case, having a baby?
Well, so, see, that's kind of, sorry to stop you, that's kind of what I felt like, though. Well, that's actually totally, not even kind of, that's totally what I got from it myself. I got it as that mom who, you know, listen, she's a proud, as I said before, she's a proud mom. She knows all these things. She's been doing this, you know, and people are going to say it. I don't feel like she was saying it with so much know-it-all, but, you know, it's a baby. It's serious, you know, and you have to know what you're doing. And so I think that that's kind of the vibe I got from her. I didn't get so much as that she was kind of know-it-all, but was that the intention, or?
No, and actually, in just hearing you articulate it much better than I could, it made me actually think it really is bringing personas and nuances of who we are individually. So I've been told many, many times that I'm a very genuine person. So in how I approach or tackle a role, it's always going to be coming from a genuine place. Like, I want to genuinely be helpful, and unless I, like, so yeah, maybe know-it-all isn't the best descriptive words, like, because again, that has kind of an attachment of who
it depends
what
on
we perceive know-it-all is.
Exactly.
You know, it's kind of, yeah, exactly. So I'm glad to hear you say that it didn't come across as, oh, she's this all-knowing. She was just like, oh my gosh, there's so much information. I wish I would have had a pen and paper to write it all down for you.
Right.
Or you know what, here's my number because you're going to have questions, and I'll just call this person for you. Like,
that's what I got.
We let those people do this. They're just like, and especially in today's like job market, it's so rare to meet people that are overly helpful just because they genuinely want to be helpful,
right,
rather than it's their job to do that. And you can feel the difference. Like, they're not even really going above and beyond. They're just really doing their full job description, you know, being warm and pleasant and helpful, that it seems like it's so much more than really what it is. I've noticed that sometimes when I've been out and about. It's like, oh, someone went all the way in the back to grab me a lib for my coffee, you know, instead of saying, oh, we're out. I mean, it's a kind of a bad example, but it's kind of like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And here I'm like overly grateful for that person to do it. And really, they're just doing their job. And that's how I'm doing my day job too. It's like, well, just yeah, no problem. You need extra napkins? I got it. Like, it's not, I'm not doing it, I'm not trying to do more. It's just, this is how I execute my job.
Right. Yeah, that's what it seemed like. It was just doing you. Now, also, look, and this is one of my favorites. I'm going to be right in front of the television watching this one, as a lot of people are. But Modern Family, Brittani, I don't know if we can even talk about that. Can we announce that? That's huge news. I'm not surprised. You're always doing something big, but this is mega. The Modern Family situation. Is it okay? Can we ask about that?
Yeah, I think so.
What in the world?
Today marks 1 week. Like, today's episode is the season premiere, so season 7, episode 1, and then my episode airs 1 week from tonight on the 30th, season 7, episode 2. So,
wow. Look.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, it's. I hope I'm not being perceived as, oh, she's so super casual about it. Like, I think I'm still just in shock. We shot it in August, top of August, and so a month and a half has already gone by. It's like the build-up and excitement of Christmas, and then you know, the presents are wrapped and we stuff ourselves with food, and then it's like the next day no one's heard it. It's just like, it's just kind of hard to believe that it's already happened, and then, oh my gosh, we're getting ready to Like, I'm having a little viewing party at my day job, and a friend of mine came in to work to visit today, and he's like, "So you excited about Wednesday?" And I was like, "What's Wednesday?" I was like, "Oh my God, you're right." He's like, "What are you talking?" I go, "Oh God, you're right." I'd already forgotten. I guess, like, believe me, I'm still on cloud 9. Like, I haven't come down yet. Maybe that's it. But for sure Wednesday, I'll just be like,
yeah,
it'll be like Christmas. It'll be like some other feeling, and I'm so excited. I've got total hometown support. My hometown and my college both wrote articles on me and the show, and so many friends from high school and college, and of course local LA friends and family back home. Everybody's like posting and sharing on Facebook. So I kind of joke that we're gonna like break the Nielsen ratings for this episode that so many people are watching. Because I'll tell you, when Criminal Minds came out, and I had the same kind of buzz going from my hometown, I guess it was one of their higher rated shows. And who would have thunk it, being like based in Milwaukee? I'd have all sorts of Madison and Milwaukee support, and even Chicago too.
Well, you know what though? Two things. The first thing is that I noticed one thing though. A lot of times you end up on these shows right at some of the greatest times of the season also. Like, I noticed.
Right?
Is it just me? Did you notice
too.
that? Yeah. But that's saying something good though, Brittani. Great, as a matter of fact.
Well, when things, you know how there's that saying, everything happens for a reason. I've been reading this book as part of my class, and they talk a lot about synchronicity and whether, and you can decide, you know, if you choose to read in more to what you see thinking of or not. And I tell you, the more you look for it, the more you see it. So it's just
right.
That I find is there's no coincidences, because you just start seeing. I mean, then with these small stuff, you know, we've all thought of a song and turned on the car, and then that song's on the radio. But I'm talking like even bigger things now. I'm starting to notice, and I'm not talking like major shifting things. Like, we're still talking like movies, and you know, I want to watch this movie. Oh my God, it's on TV or something like that, or you know, things like that. But it's coming. I mean, if all these other things are starting to match up, it's coming, and I find it really interesting too. And what I love is, for the Criminal Minds and for this Modern Family, it's not just mom number 2 or this or that. Like, for Criminal Minds and for Modern Family, I can't share too much, even though it's still a week away because I have to entice you to watch. But I have stunts. I have stunts in Modern Family, and I have stunts in Criminal Minds. I actually had a stunt. I had a stunt double in Criminal Minds when I had that zombie lady tackling me backwards over a chair. I did the front and the end of the stunt, and then my double actually did the sitting down in the chair being pushed backwards over. And this one, I'm proud to say I didn't have any stunt doubles. I actually had the stunt coordinator come up to me after a couple takes. I didn't even know there was a stunt coordinator. I was just doing my thing. That's how into it I was. But this guy comes up to me and he's like, "Hi, I'm so-and-so. I'm the stunt coordinator. Do you do stunts? You're really great at physical comedy." And I was, in my mind, I was like, "Oh, I didn't even know that one of you was supposed to be on set today. I was just doing my thing." And so I told him, I was like, "No, I don't actually. I mean, I'd love to get into it more." That was like the actor me turning on. But I just told him, you know, I heard they tell skiers this all the time, which is if you're falling, just go loose.
Right.
Because if you tense up, that's when you break things. And so there's a funny moment between, I have a scene opposite Jesse Tyler Ferguson, who plays Mitchell, and then his husband, Cameron, who's played by Eric Stonestreet. And we're at their adopted daughter Lily's soccer game.
Right.
So when you talk about character, here it already told me aggressive soccer mom. So I knew, okay, what's my version of aggressive? Because like I said with Jane, you know, whether she was a know-it-all or not, I'm still very genuine and very helpful.
Right.
Is my approach. So it's like, how aggressive is my aggressive really going to be?
Right.
Especially in that situation. Is it going to be,
Right.
I mean, don't push my buttons for sure, but,
Right.
you know, it was like, oh, is it kind of a, you have to think too, this is a comedy, this isn't.
Yeah, and you added that.
Drama, so the aggressive is going to be different. You ever notice that? Like, comedy aggressive is
Right.
so funny.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Right. And that's an extra flavor that you always bring to it. And when I watch you act, and you know, I wonder, does that have anything to do with, because it seems like you're bringing theater right to television. Almost. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Like, I'm kind of lame with it, but you know what I mean? Like, when you're acting, you're really bringing people into, you know, you have roles that are cool, they're kind of laid back and they're smooth, but your roles, you always have to be on your toes. Like, there's changes in tone, there's changes in
that's what I love. Like, I would not, first of all, I would not switch Modern Family for anything in the world, but for any other roles, no way. Like, that's exactly why I was so stoked to have Criminal Minds and now Modern Family, because of the role I get to play. Like I said, it's not just mom number 2 or mom number 4. In Criminal Minds, I was the Milwaukee soccer mom who got tackled by a zombie.
Right.
Like, what? Who has that type of character description? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's a memorable moment. They're like, who were you? Oh, I was the mom. Who? You know, the mom that got tackled by the zombie.
Yeah.
Like, oh, right. Yeah.
Right.
Me,
People come
that is such, like, that is a greater achievement or more, I guess, notoriety or more. That to me is way more fun than just, like, the generic kind of, I'm here, blah, blah, blah kind of role.
Well, you know what, though, Brittany?
That's so memorable.
But, Brittany, you're full of memory.
This is another, I'm sorry, I keep jumping in.
No, you don't. I keep cutting you off, but you know how we do. We talk a lot. But
I know.
Brittany, you got a lot of memorable moments, though. Come on now. You can't, I mean, okay, maybe to you because you've done so much work, but you have quite a few different projects where people can probably honestly look and say, wait a minute, isn't that you from this show or Criminal Minds or, you know, one of the commercials though? Because you stand out, Brittany.
You know what's interesting is I was just talking to a friend of mine today, and I told him, hey, I said, hopefully you can make the viewing party. My episode airs next week. And I said, but the funny thing is, 2 days later, I'm off jet setting to New Orleans. I've had this trip booked for probably over 6 months to go to New Orleans with my folks for my mom's birthday. And, you know, it's always the same, oh, you want to book book a flight? So it's interesting, like every time you get ready to leave town, jobs come in, and so I've already kind of wagered in my mind I'll probably get 2 phone calls. We'll see if the synchronicity thing has something to it.
Right.
But I feel like I'll probably get 2 calls of, oh, drat, you're out on vacation. But my friend was saying, he's like, I bet you get recognized. I go, come on. I said, I'm not, no. He's like, you know when people watch our show? I was like, yeah, but still. I was just like, I mean, I am wearing kind of a bright pink jacket.
Right.
Still. But again, that's one of those memorable roles. Like, I had this fun stunt opposite the lead. 2 leads of the show. 3, really, if you count Lily.
Yeah.
And it was all just the same way. I didn't go to a soccer field, but I came in with the same prep of knowing lines backwards and forwards to not be like, oh my gosh, with everybody on set. Like, everybody was there except for Ty Burrell. So, yeah, Ed O'Neill, Sophia Vergara, Julie Boland, everybody was there. And
wow.
I couldn't have lines be throwing me off amongst all of that.
I know, right?
And everything, you know. So he and I bet $10 that someone. He says someone will recognize me, and I said someone won't. And I said I'll even give you the plane ride. That's the greatest chance of getting recognized on. Because he told me, which I never thought was a thing. Because TSA has a bet among each other of who can point out celebrities, I guess. So I thought that was kind of funny, and I was like, well, he's like, it's pretty fun actually, because this guy I was talking to, he had some great success in the 90s. He played Tim Allen's brother on Home Improvement,
yeah.
And he was in Hot Shots, and I think Hot Shots Part 2, and Bull Durham, and a bunch of other great movies. Like a fellow Wisconsinite, that's probably why we get along so well. But he's like, it's pretty rad. People recognize you. So I told him, he's like, you're honest. I believe you'll be up front. So we'll see what happens.
You know what? I'm with him on that one though, because that's a real.
Yeah. Okay. God, I might owe people $20 then. You and him both.
Nah, we won't bet on it. But that's a real heavy show though. Like, kudos on that. That's a big deal.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, people aren't gonna be like.
But you fit right in though.
Who are you again? They're gonna be like, oh, that's right. You were the aggressive soccer mom, because I think like adding physicality to it.
Yeah.
Just.
Oh wow.
Me seems more memorable. Like, we always remember the like physical comedy in our favorite comedies, or
Right.
There's always something more than words going on that makes us laugh, I think.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This is going to be exciting. I think and that's going to be on 9 o'clock Central, right, on the 30th.
I believe 8 o'clock Central.
Oh, 8.
9 o'clock Pacific.
Oh, okay. I said that backwards.
And then you have to check your local listing for East Coast time. I'm not sure if that means 7 o'clock or if that's still 8.
Right. Well, one thing for sure, everybody's going to be tuned in. And let me ask you this. How soon? Oh, no, but you're having a viewing party anyway. Because I was going to ask you, how soon are you how ready are you to see yourself in this role? Besides the fact you're good anyway. You're not worried about that. But how?
Well, it's always a thing with probably actors, but more so actresses, but it's I think for everybody, when back in the day when we had answer machines, and even when we have voicemail and we leave our own reply voicemail, and we play it back and we're like, ugh, I sound like that, kind of thing. So there's an initial, like I said, I don't know about other guys, but I know many actresses, fellow friends of mine, we've all said the same thing. It's kind of like that's what I look like. And we start, unfortunately, and like I said, I don't know, maybe you can chime in on this too. I don't know about guys, if you pick apart kind of the physical things of yourselves, of ourselves first.
Yeah, definitely.
But I will say that has definitely become less and less. I've been able to overlook that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, all you're doing is constantly looking at how you look on TV and film, and it's kind of helpful as far as an exterior of like, oh boy, that camera really does that 10 pounds, or that angle was bad. I need to make sure my eye line is higher. But even then, like just what I was saying now, that's what I've gone into. It's not, how do I look? It's what on a technical kind of standpoint of where like my eye line should be higher, or I think that turns too quick, or whatever it is, or I didn't think that the joke would have landed better if I'd done there. It's more of a constructive criticism, kind of learning lesson for the next time. But also, I think the most important too is the things that we really liked about it too, because we have enough people judging that it's like I've also got to go in and be like, holy shit, that was really funny, or oh my god, that stunt was funnier looking than what it felt like doing, and that is a huge success. That's what I'm gunning for, because I'll tell you, before I went on set, my goal, again, first shot, first day, goal is to come in under time, and not just speed through everything, but just to be on my game and be on my lines and not to be stopping and waiting for me. Just being professional, basically. And
right.
So my goal was going in, because this is like the biggest show I've ever been on, that my goal was to surprise and delight the director. And I think I did that to myself, because I had rave reviews. Like, I had the writer, creator, Christopher Lloyd, and I had the writer, executive producer, Danny Zucker. They have a little tent outside with the monitor under the tent so they can watch the playback and everything, like you see behind the scenes in films. And the stunt coordinator came out to me once again, and he's like, oh my God, he's like, Chris Lloyd just said she is really funny. And I was just tickled, because I'm just doing my thing with the stunts and everything opposite Mitchell, and not trying to be or do anything, just really be dedicated to that moment and to what I'm doing. And in doing that was leaving more of an impression than trying to leave an impression. And that was huge. So that was a huge positive learning experience to take away from. So I can only trust that is channeled through what I'm going to see in a week. What we're all going to see.
I'm looking forward to it. I already know what to expect. Look, you make so many people laugh. I gotta ask you this question. You make so many people laugh. Do you ever make yourself laugh? Like, when you watch yourself, do you just crack up like it's not even you?
I know in real life I do.
Do you get to enjoy that?
What's that?
I said, do you get to enjoy it? Because I know it's tough. Because by being you, again, naturally, instinctively, there's always that, first judgmental side. But do you ever get to just enjoy it? Like, oh my God, you crack up and to the point you don't even realize it is you. You don't judge anything.
I haven't really thought about that as far as being on camera, but I think like the more as I'm discovering, it really is just being you and bringing you wholeheartedly, and all the quirks and funny business or oddities that go along with that, and being 100% true and okay with that. Like, that allows creative freedom. And I know this is like the teachers preach all the time, but until you actually go through it and you discover it on your own, you really think, wow, this is exactly what they've been saying. And now I've been able to feel and experience what they've been telling me for myself. And so there are definitely things where you don't have any inhibitions as far as what you want to do or say or how you want to present yourself, because you've kind of taken away all that judgment on. And I think that, like, we're all our worst critics, as they say. So it's like, once you strip that away and just gun it and go for it, then, I mean, the sky really is the limit. And it's like, if you can enchant and surprise yourself, then I have to believe that that's going to work for other people. And it's like, now that you said that, I'm going to pay more attention to that when I'm on set and on camera, because just allowing yourself to be free and do what it is I do and what you do, like, yeah, there are these discoveries along the way. Yeah. But I know just in my daily life, if I say something funny or crack a joke, and yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've had that too, where you just say something and it cracks yourself up so much, and everyone else around you is kind of like, yeah, okay.
Right.
It's funny because I'm like, yep, that's why I'm single. Got it.
Right. and you know it was funny.
So something like that, it's like, so what? It made me laugh, and that's all that matters.
Exactly. It felt good. I think that's one of the things that make you a favorite. You in your craft such a favorite in so many people's minds is that you take everybody on your journey with you. I mean, it's obvious that you enjoy your journey, you know what you're doing, you're good at it, but you naturally enjoy it. And I think people really respect the fact that you naturally enjoy what you do, you're genuine, and you communicate with everybody out there. So people who are not even in the same field but love film, love television, just love what you do, can feel like they're doing it through you, you know. And I think that a lot of people love that. You know, I want to commend you on that as well, you know, and just say congratulations. Look, keep doing your thing.
That is just amazing to hear. I really, really appreciate it. I was thinking actually I should replay this when I listen to the replay so I can get that as a quotable from you, because I love it. Like that means a lot, and I really, really appreciate you saying that. And I mean, that's ultimately the goal, right? Is there was a casting director friend of mine who, in class, she'll always tell the same story about this Folgers commercial back in like the early 90s, and she happened to cast the main actor from it. And it's kind of a Christmas time Folgers, and she goes through the whole setup of the story and the storyline of the commercial. And one of the things that she said that has stuck with me, she happens to know the actor, so she was able to tell him how it is that little 30-second commercial or 60 seconds, whatever it was, had affected her and her family so much that that's now part of their tradition, is they play that commercial to kind of get in the holiday spirit. And I hope I remember what she said exactly, but it was something along the lines of, you have no idea the effect that you have on people doing what you do. Like, you have, like, people on either coast watching the show that don't even know me, you know, who knows if this theme that I have, that's as much fun as I had doing it, is even more fun to watch. Like, I'll have no idea that that'll just, you know, make someone laugh crazy or be like, oh my God, I've been there, or relate to it in some way that just really, I mean, because we've all had those moments where it's like, oh man, that just made my day, or, oh, I swear during that bridesmaid scene where Kristen Wiig was saying how, I think she said something about like getting drunk and falling asleep in the bathtub. I think I had the loudest laugh in the theater because I had that at one time in college. I mean, maybe we all have, I don't know. But it's like that, like, so Kristen Wiig will never know unless I get to meet and work with her. But like, we had a connection on an experience like that. And so, I mean, it's so hard to have all these thoughts running through your mind as you're doing the things. You really just want to focus on, in your immediate vision, like what it is you're doing in the scene,
right,
and try not to muck it up. But, you know, who knows? Who knows the effect? I can only just be elated and have joy that it brings back to people on either coast that I'll probably never get to meet. And that's a huge gift, huge.
It's a blessing. I mean, it gives people, right, people can look at you, or, you know, and relate themselves to it in everyday life. And like you said earlier, it's just a down-to-earth, genuine, humble, realistic feeling to it. And so it's a blessing, you know, honestly. What you bring to all of us out here is a gift, and it's a blessing. And, you know, on behalf of everybody, you know, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I mean, that's an even bigger picture, an even greater goal to want to achieve in doing this. You know, it's not just, you know, when you really think about it, it's not a selfish thing to do. It's to bring, like, another teacher explained it in a way that we're doing and creating what everybody else goes to de-stress and relax and take, you know, big problems, big issues off your mind.
There it is.
Like, we're everybody else's escape.
Yep.
For TV and film, and that just really made it sink in. So with what you said about that, just made me think of, you know, that quote or that story that my teacher had said too, and he's totally right. You're totally right. It's just, it's an amazing privilege to be in the position to give.
Right. Expression. All right, listen, look, once again, let everybody know, okay, hold on, two things. First of all, social media handles, where people can follow you, maybe on Twitter, things like that, Facebook, let them know.
Yeah, definitely, especially nowadays in this industry, sometimes it's about the amount of Twitter followers you have.
Oh, wow, it's crazy.
Wow, but, I mean, it's really become a business now, and so numbers play a key component in more things than we originally thought. So definitely follow me on Twitter at Brittani Ebert. It's Brittani, and then my last name Ebert, Ebert, and then Brittani Ebert on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram. I do have a LinkedIn profile. So you can just find me at Brittani Ebert there as well. But just, I do have a follow button on my Facebook page, but I would say, and I was thinking this recently, that, you know, people from all different walks of life have connected to the postings and sharings and stuff on Facebook that are friending me, but I don't really know who they are. So unless we have like 10 people in common, or if we have more than 10 people in common, we'll be Facebook friends, no problem. But if we have less than, just write me some type of message so it's not too out of the blue. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yo.
it seems silly to ask.
That's true, though. That's true.
The last few days, I was like, just drop me a line to let me know that you do actually want to be friends rather than just association.
Yo, that's so trippy. It's true. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's like I go through a screening process, and Twitter, I'm like you though. I don't have an Instagram. Twitter, I suck. People will probably look at how many Twitter followers I got. I think I got like maybe 700. I'm low. You know what I'm saying? So I don't do much.
But it's like you get the notifications that new people are following you. You're like, I'm on a roll, and then you look and it's still under 1,000.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are people doing to get on?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, okay, well, whatever. You know. But, you know, in our line, I don't know. I think social media is great for marketing purposes and just kind of getting the word out. But I also like yourself, I like the on-hand, you know, physical aspect of creating the magic for people out there. And that's what you do. You create the magic for so many people, you know what I'm saying, continuously. So, look, I got to ask you, any shout-outs? So anybody you want to say hey or what's up to?
Oh boy, I haven't even thought about shout-outs since that became a thing on the radio.
Oh my
Back
God.
in what, the mid-late 90s?
I know, right?
That, actually.
I know, right? I took it back. Oh my goodness.
I remember at the time, it was so new, I was like, is it shout-outs or shout-outs?
Hey. Nowadays,
Wait, no, this is it's like a precursor to
but hold on.
Like awards speech. I want to thank blah 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 kind of thing. I was actually thinking recently, only because just yesterday I shot another episode of General Hospital, and
oh wow, yeah,
those people there, I'm eternally grateful to and for. Since March of 2010. Yesterday made my 35th appearance, so I've been in more episodes than years I've been on Earth. And, but it's a close match.
Yeah.
But, I was just thinking, like, man, they could just pick anybody. There's so many people here, and yet they choose me, and they continue to choose me. And with your amazing words of compassion and just, generosity and you're really like inspiration too. I mean, now it kind of charged me to go at this in a different way, just knowing that it's like, all this power behind all this momentum. I mean, I guess that's why you hear a lot of celebrities do charitable work, is because the face and the name get the word out in that. But
you know what?
I definitely want to, and this would go in any big award speech too, is just to thank the General Hospital people, because they've been there for me, like I said, since 2010. I think they were either my first or probably my second job, but continuously, that's huge. And I know a lot of people, casting directors especially, don't really get the thanks that they deserve in a lot of those award show speeches and that. But and of course my folks, because I know that some of the people in their neighborhood call them Mr. and Mrs. Hollywood. And I know that they get a kick out of that. But so I think that they love sharing that, even though they may not admit it, or they try to, play it off. But I think they secretly love a little bit of the spotlight too. And it's interesting because in just using any type of, like I was saying, celebrities with charity, last year when I did Criminal Minds, my aunt had actually passed away of pancreatic cancer the same day I found out I booked it. And then it aired, I think, 2 days after her birthday. So, talk about synchronicity, like I was saying earlier. But in having that show put me on a different level to be able to, even just for the small little bit, I was able to get a write-up in her hometown, my cousin's hometown paper, and then also to create more awareness of pancreatic cancer and to donate to the 2 charities that my cousins have in honor of my late aunt. But that felt amazing, and my cousins were just like, "That's so great that you had that done." And I said, it's the very least I could do. And I worked hard to get that in there to just make more of an awareness of it. And that felt really good. And I can see how certain celebrities are attached to certain charities and organizations because they really do feel positive and powerful and true to those things, and they want to help get a buzz about that, or help end this sickness, or create awareness of this new illness or whatever it is. And it's really incredible how, it's kind of a business thing too, but it's really interesting to see how everything's all connected.
Well, yeah. Especially when people can stand, something people are willing to fight for, a cause that they believe in. Sorry. Now, I didn't, and I apologize about General Hospital because I didn't bring it up. And, for everybody out there listening, I didn't bring it up because it's old news to Brittani. All right. I know and when I say old news, I know she still continues to do it, but I didn't want to bore her with past topics. But, okay, we got to go back to that because also, congratulations on being on there for so long, too. How does that still? Does it still? I know.
Oh my God, that was incredible! Like I said, this whole month I'm on cloud 9. They were dark. They went on break for just 2 weeks ago, and so I got the call at the top of September, just a straight offer, which basically just meant the casting director had emailed me, asked if I was available on yesterday's date to say these few lines at the bar, which is, I played Debbie the waitress at the Floating Ribs, and so that was a huge compliment to just be entrusted in. Here's the number 5. Here's 5 lines or less that we trust you to go in, nail the job, make us look good. All that goes along with that. We don't have to spend time or money or energy to audition you. We know that you're going to do a good job because it's that whole saying, know, like, and trust you kind of thing. And it's a huge, warm, fuzzy feeling that it's like, oh my God, I've got the people behind General Hospital that know, like, and trust me. And that they just know that, okay, Britt can do this. Like, when Britt's on set, we're good.
That's right. Look, I know a lot of people know that. Shouts out to General Hospital too, no doubt. But I'm sure everybody, everybody knows that. Just because you're so good at what you're good at what you do. Now, with General Hospital, for everybody out there, okay, now you play the character of Deb, so everybody out there knows, because I'm sure that people who watch this show all the time have seen your character, but then there's some people out there who are going to go in there tomorrow and going to say, okay, wait, let me watch.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way of knowing for people out there, which particular episodes to catch you in, or?
It's tricky because daytime TV doesn't really go into syndication like primetime TV does, like the nighttime shows like Criminal Minds and Modern Family, and probably eventually Jane the Virgin. Basically, if they reach 100 episodes, then I think they're guaranteed in going into syndication, basically all the reruns. So it's like all the reruns we see of Seinfeld. They want to know that the show is strong enough that they can show reruns and still get the ratings, the numbers up, for the ads and the sponsors, for the commercials, not for the show.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming General Hospital is definitely doing that, right?
They don't actually. I think I did get one residual check from some of the lines they had maybe a year or two ago, because it had a foreign run. So it's kind of like when all of our movies go through the circuit here, and then all the other countries overseas then get our movies, and it's like, if you've ever traveled over there, and it's like, what? You're just getting Top Gun. I mean, it's not that bad, but it is something like that, where it's like, what? That movie came out in early 2000s or something. They released, I don't know, maybe 5 years behind, not 10 or 15, but it is. So if you missed it, I think the only way you can watch it is on SoapNet at night. And it's funny because my parents, of course, are huge fans of General Hospital now, and my mom will, when we talk over the weekend, she'll be like, I don't know what's going on with the story, da-da-da-da-da, now they've got Sunny here, all this stuff, and what's going on with Maxie and her guy or whatever. So it's like, she'll fill me in if ever I'm missing out. But I think, and maybe we talked about this last time, I think the reason why GH has such staying power is because I honestly think it's the Sonny Corinthos character, because he's got that real bad boy kind of Departed, Goodfellas kind of vibe, where it's like he's into some shady business, and it's like that's what engages us to watch in nighttime shows, is just a darker kind of sense of it. And I think they're really one of the only shows that have tapped into that and really created the success around that, aside from all of the who's sleeping with who and who's pregnant with whose baby and all that stuff that we love daytime TV for. But I think that's what gives DH the edge over the other ones, is they've got kind of the primetime vibe to it too. So, so my folks would say that if they missed it during the normal daytime run, then they'd either watch it at SoapNet at night, or I think that's it. I think you missed it. And we're actually going to be in New Orleans when my episode airs on October 7th.
Oh, okay. All right. October 7th. And you know what? Going backward. Okay, let's go back to Modern Family real quick. Before we get out of here. Actually, Murray, well, let me ask you this first. What is Murray? Did you like Married with Children? Did you watch Married with Children?
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, I was a young, I don't even know, I can't do math, but I love that show, and I love one of Ed's movies. I don't know how well it did, because I was a kid and I just loved every 80s movie, but it was Dutch with, I forget the name of the kid, but he then went on to play Rusty, the son in Vegas Vacation.
Right.
I don't remember his name, but he was kind of like I guess in the right use of the phrase know-it-all son. He was like a know-it-all kind of like going to a private school, kind of pretentious kid, and Ed O'Neill plays Dutch, who has to go pick him up at the school and bring him home to Thanksgiving at his mom's. And so Ed O'Neill playing Dutch is this potential stepdad. And so, like, it's just a fun, in the 80s, 90s kind of theme of road trip movies, like with planes, trains, and automobiles, and all the, like, how classic those are, how they started. It's like, you know, they're at each other's throats, and then they are on each other's team by the end. And that movie is so funny. Like, there are movies that I watch again that I loved as a kid, and I was like, what was I thinking? It's not that funny. But there are some that I still love and watch, like Dutch and like California Sleep and all these other movies. And so, yeah, I mean, that was a pretty intense show for that time, you know, and all of its like kind of raunchiness and
and you know what?
What's so great is, I mean, like I said, one of the best quotes that I got on set is when Ed O'Neill was like, "Great work, kid," in that classic kind of Ed way.
I can hear it.
I was just like, my mouth probably dropped, and it wasn't one of those like, "Oh, we're just walking by each other, great work." Like, he came up to me, and I thought, "Gee, this is just the best day ever." Like, not only did I go in intending to surprise and delight the director, but apparently I made a stamp on a handful of other people, which was huge. I mean, just huge. So it's like, I went above and beyond what I thought, rather than going in, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, that difference in shifting my mindset, I really think made all the difference. That put me at their level to play, rather than, oh my God, I'm a co-star kind of thing. It's like, no, like, I'm just visiting today, but we can match, like, whatever we're doing here, like, whatever you throw at me, I got.
Yeah.
And it just felt like, I mean, what's great about Ed is there would be things that he would be, like, I kind of joked that he was kind of the Papa Bear on set, because not that people were joking around, but if they were on their phone or kind of chit-chatting with each other, he'd be like, "Okay, pictures up." And just everyone would take note, and, you know, he has the most on-set experience, so people would just know and respect him, and we kept things moving, you know, and like, just in how, like, he would just be talking between scenes, and I'm like, "Oh my God, that was Al Bundy. That's Al Bundy again."
I know, right?
And I'm just like, no. It's kind of like we were talking about character before with the Jane the Virgin mom. You know, how do you come about characters? He is just allowing different elements of himself to come out, like I said, either more intense or less intense, to create who we all love and adore, Al Bundy. And then I'm sure anyone who watches Modern Family also sees little snippets of Al Bundy come through. Of course, but really, that's just Ed O'Neill.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, it's just like, that's just how he would say something.
You know what? And he's one of my, sorry to cut you off, but obviously he's one of my favorite. He's a a TV legend, an icon to me. And I've always wondered that, because he's so hysterically funny. And just in his normal, how he talks, I always wondered that, Brittani. Like, is he like that in his normal,
Yeah, and that's what I said, teachers have said this over and over, but until you actually are in it and you're experiencing it yourself, you're like, holy shit, it is so much easier to just do you and be you and allow elements as much, like we were talking about, having the freedom and the creativity and no inhibitions to just allow yourself to be funny and quirky and silly and odd and stupid and zany, and just like the more free you are in allowing that to come out, the more risks you're willing to take. And it's really fulfilling, the returns you get back, and knowing that, like, I didn't have to play it safe and everything was okay by me taking a risk and leaping in. And it's like, which is makes it so easier rather than, okay, well, I came up with this and I'm going to do this. And I mean, certain roles call and demand for that.
Right.
I mean, I'm so excited to see Black Mass with Johnny Depp, because to me, playing another real life human being is like the most rewarding yet challenging, because it's like you want to get it right. So it's like he obviously is going to be called upon to, but who knows? It might be deep, dark elements of Johnny that come out for us to believe, okay, he's Whitey Bulger. Aside from, you know, footnotes and things that he's researched and studied on Whitey Bulger. So it's like, how fun and easy is it just to be you in that situation and have that conversation? And so that's why, like, just hearing Ed talk, it was like, oh my gosh, oh, well, that makes sense, because he is Al Bundy. I mean, not to get all, like, hippy-dippy or whatever, but it's like Al Bundy is him. So it's like there's elements of him that he either made funnier or, you know, made more annoying or whatever it is that we love about him.
Right. Wow. Crazy. All right. Listen, once again, another journey. As I said before, we love the fact that you always take us on journeys, and we're glad that you're taking us on another journey with you, and we look forward to it, Brittani. Look, congratulations on all your success, and we wish you more. Look, I know you got to get ready to get out of here, because I know you got some things to do, and there's probably more to talk about. So listen.
I know, we'll have to do a part 2.
Yeah, we got to do this again so we can find out what else is going on, and talk about the episode of Modern Family also. All right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, who knows, maybe part 2 will be like, what's going on now kind of thing after.
I know. Look, I know, because I wanted to ask you all kinds of questions, like who are you gonna, are you gonna vote for presidency this year? Who are you gonna vote for? What's going on? Like so many different
hilarious.
things. I know. Right? So
who knows? I mean, I can't wait to see what's coming and see what doors this opens. And like I said, if anything, it was just, like I said, I would not trade it for anything in the world. And it's a huge step in the right direction. And I feel really, really good. And to be as cool, calm, and collected as I was, I mean, it took a lot of like mindset focus and visualization and all that. But it has only helped them prepare for what's coming.
Absolutely. All right. Listen, everybody, on ABC, the 30th of September, October, this month, right?
September, yeah. It'll be Halloween soon enough.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, September 30th, at 8 o'clock on ABC. 8 o'clock Central, that is?
8 o'clock Central, okay. 9 o'clock Pacific. And then, you're talking about social media handles and all that, but if you happen to miss it, if you go to IMDb, it stands for Internet Movie Database, and you just put in my name, or even go to my website, BrittaniEbert.com, probably within the next few days to the week after. I want to get it up before I head to New Orleans. I'll have the clip on there so you can watch the scene, but it's just a half-hour show, so hopefully you can stay to watch the whole thing. Otherwise, if you are in a time crunch, I come in at minute 15 to the end of the show.
Oh, yeah. And we know everybody's watching the whole show when it comes to Modern Family. I know I am.
Well, it's like, God, it's only half hour. It goes so quick.
Yeah, exactly. That's like that's a household favorite, no doubt about it. And yeah, you know what, that is true. Everybody out there, also make sure you follow Brittani too, because she does always post clips, like Jane the Virgin, for instance, too. So you can go back and catch those. Again, obviously, these are shows where you're all watching the whole show anyway. But you can make sure you follow her on Facebook. Also, I am going to do as well, as long as you say it's okay, I'm going to post the clips too with you in them also, Brittani, when they come out. if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I joke that Facebook will be sick of hearing about it. I'll be posting so much about it.
I know you will. I know, right? That's what I'm saying. People, you can definitely keep up with it. She will keep you posted.
But you know, like I was saying before, it's kind of become a mandatory thing. It's all part. It's one aspect of the business, and you know, as much as we groan and grudge having to do it,
right.
I mean, look, nowadays it's like you with your show. You're wearing many hats to produce and do your show, as
right.
well as obviously be the host and the star of it. So it's like you can't just show up and be one thing. You've got to wear many hats, but also balance it and not let one area kind of suffer.
That's true.
But that's the game we're playing now. Is you know, it's talent and business. I mean, they always say it's the business of show. So, or that's why they call it show business, because it's all these other.
Yeah.
I like almost wish I went to school for business. I got a business degree.
I know, right?
I had to learn these things as I went. But once you get a grip on it and you realize, okay, this is a must do, it gets much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's just taking these risks and going for it, and then you surprise yourself, and then there's just that much more you can do.
Right, and being able to love what you do, we're lucky to. We're really lucky and a blessing, and that's why, like you say earlier, we try to share those blessings and give back to others, because we're lucky to be able to do what we love to do. You know.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Listen, everybody out there, in case you tuned in late or missed any of the conversation between Brittani and myself, I always say you should have been here from the beginning. But in case you did, you can catch the full conversation. It will be posted on social media for you to view on the Facebook site, Hotline Radio site, WHLR1.com as well. Also on Brittani's Facebook and Twitter as well, and YouTube, everywhere. You can just find it everywhere, all over the place for playback purposes. Make sure you check out Brittani's IMDb page. As she said before, I'll put the link up to that on my page as well. Listen, Brittani, we love you. Keep doing your thing. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. And
oh my God, it's absolutely my pleasure. Like, there were moments when we were talking that I forgot that we were doing a show. It was just like I called you. We were talking and I was filling you in on things.
Word.
And that's a great feeling, just to be able to just sit and chit chat and talk and feel comfortable saying whatever, rather than having to kind of like have an outline of what we're gonna say. And it was super fun.
Yeah,
super fun. Like, I cannot wait to come back.
Having the button up. All right, listen, you take care, keep doing your thing, and we'll be talking soon, Brittani. Listen, everybody out there, actress Brittani Ebert. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And everybody out there all across the land, that was the amazing actress Brittani Ebert right here on the Keith Harris Show. Make sure you check her out September 30th, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Pacific, ABC. All right. As I said before, check her out on IMDb as well. She's always doing her thing. All right. Don't touch that dial. You listen to the Keith Harris Show right here on WHLR1 Hotline Radio.